going on, guys? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you guys another episode of our Road to Masterball Rank series where I climb the online VGC ladder and ultimately try to get to Masterball Rank. Last season, we made it without too much of a problem using Trick Room. However, this season, we're going to be mixing things up. I've been kind of integrating our Road to Regional series with the Road to Masterball series, and I'm actually live on Twitch as I normally am when I do these episodes. Expect to see a lot of battle content from me once I get past the Dallas, Texas Regionals, which is in a few weeks. But in the meantime, we've got a fun team that I just legitimately threw together with things in the box. I don't know how good it's going to be, but it seems fun. So, let me break it down for you guys really quickly. I've got Twilight the Butterfree here holding a choice scarf. It's very offensive. Butterfree, we've got Dusclops, which is meant to Trick Room. I've got the TORKOAL, also meant for Trick Room. Charizard forms a secondary mode with that. Whimsicott can set up Sunny Day and Tailwind for speed control, and then Rhyperior is just a really offensive weakness policy set. This team is really cool. I haven't used it at all, though. I legitimately just threw it together, but the idea behind it is you have an opportunity to set up Trick Room and like really put things to sleep with Butterfree, but you can also go with the really offensive fire mode against teams that maybe don't have the proper checks for that. So let us get connected here and let's see what we got. I've only done 2 games so far for Master Rank, and that was part of my Road to Regional series with Cybertron. So I really have not played a lot of ranked, but I've been doing so much like practice off camera. So here we are. We are in Great Ball tier, so we've got plenty of ranking to do here. We'll see if we can pick up some W's, and we'll see how it goes. So let us jump into it. We're actually rank 9 now. You kind of start in the middle there. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we run into and see if we can pick up some W's, man. Thank you, Don John, for the 18 months. And it's been a while since I played online ranked, so we'll do it up. We'll do it up. This team is interesting, though. Like I said, I just threw it together, but I think there's some possibilities here. Really cool lead with Whimsicott, Charizard. There's a really cool lead with Dusclops, Butterfree. Getting up the sun with TORKOAL Charizard is really cool. So let's see here. Our first opponent here is bringing a very interesting team with Sableye and Dracovish, as well as an opportunity to run Indeedee Hawlucha. Indeedee Hawlucha very strong, so we have to be very mindful there. I kind of like the Trick Room route against this team. I don't necessarily see how my opponent stops us from Trick Rooming with what we have. So I think a Trick Room route is really good, and I think having the power of TORKOAL and Rhyperior in the back could be really good. It kind of shuts down the Hawlucha, so I think we're definitely going to bring Trick Room here. So I'm going to lead Dusclops. I kind of like Butterfree because it can sleep some things and really be just a nuisance, but I know my opponent is going to have that Sableye, so I have to figure out how I want to deal with that. But I think we're definitely going to bring TORKOAL in the back. Charizard looks really strong here as well late game. Yo, Draconic, thanks for giving out a sub, man. I think I'm going to probably... I think we can do Butterfree with Dusclops, TORKOAL, and then I have to decide whether I want Charizard or if I want Rhyperior. I think I'm going to want Charizard, though. I just feel like Charizard puts on so much offensive pressure. Although Charizard in general just was really good. I think I'm going to go Charizard. Rhyperior is solid, but I just don't see it doing a ton, and we're just going to get burned. So let's go like hyper offensive with the Charizard TORKOAL and see how that goes. So, yeah, we don't have the best Dracovish answers. This team is, like I said, I just kind of threw it together. So Dracovish could be problematic, but they may be dissuaded from the sun. So, let's see. And yeah, the Sableye could have Taunt, for sure. We'll have to see what happens. They're going to lead Excadrill Rotom anyway, so we might see a Dynamax Excadrill here. But either way, this is a really commanding position for us. Let's see if it's Mold Breaker Excadrill. It is indeed Mold Breaker Excadrill, so that's fine. And I have a couple different options here. I kind of want to... I'm definitely going to Trick Room. I can sleep the Excadrill, which could be really nice. I can also befuddle the Rotom here, which I kind of like the idea of. I actually haven't played this team before, so I'm going to befuddle the Rotom here, which is kind of risky because I could actually just straight up die if I do that. So you know what? We're going to Trick Room, and we're going to just sleep the Excadrill, I think. I have plenty of ways to deal with Rotom afterwards. So let us sleep this Rotom here. My opponent is going, or the Excadrill, I mean, rather. We might get Rock Slided, but my opponent is going to Dynamax the Excadrill, so that means they cannot Rock Slide. And if I sleep this Excadrill here, then we can really nullify its turns of sleep. And I am Choice Scarf Butterfree, so We should move first here unless it's a Scarf Rotom. The Rotom is Scarf. And it's Choice Scarf Rotom. It's going to wreck my soul. Did not anticipate the Choice Scarf Rotom there, which is a bit unfortunate. So that does not go our way by any stretch of the imagination. So I was not anticipating the Rotom to be Scarf. I was thinking that I was going to outspeed. And I frisked the Scarf. Oh, well, I wasn't paying any attention then. That's what happens when you stream and don't pay attention. Okay, so then I really misplayed. Here comes the Hawlucha. Big misplays. That's okay. I should be able to live this Steel Spike anyway, and we should be okay. Dusclops should be able to easily get this Trick Room off. Thank you, Yoshi, for the Twitch Prime. He gets a crit, which is a wee bit annoying, but that's okay. Literally told you with Frisk. I didn't see it, guys. I didn't see it. Okay, so he's gonna take some Life Orb recoil there. The chat is just telling me over and over again that I had Frisk. Guys, I didn't see it. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so we're gonna go TORKOAL now. And we are going to fire off a big, powerful Sun Eruption now. And I'm also going to try to get some Pain Split health back here. I could try to burn the Excadrill with Will-O-Wisp, which is a really good option. I have two options here. I think I either burn the Excadrill with Will-O-Wisp, or I Pain Split the... I Pain Split something here. I'm thinking I want to burn the Excadrill, because I don't... we should kill it. It's Life Orb, so yeah, I think we're okay here to just Pain Split the Hawlucha. So let's go for the Eruption and let's Pain Split the Hawlucha here. What's up, Flying Bannon? Thanks for the 34 months. And we have a Scarf Rotom in the back that we have to be mindful of. He's gonna switch out the Hawlucha and go into Indeedee, which is fine. We might see a Max Guard come off here. There's the Psychic Surge. This should give us a lot of health back, though, if I can get this nice Pain Split off into the Indeedee. We're going to see the Max Guard off the Excadrill. Not surprising to see that. But this Eruption is going to do a lot to the Indeedee, and I guess our Pain Split isn't going to do as much because of that. But TORKOAL puts on a lot of pressure here. Actually, we almost knock out the Indeedee. Luckily for us, it has a Berry, though, which will give us a little bit of health with our Dusclops here. So we will be able to Pain Split the Indeedee, get some health back, which is very nice, and put ourselves in a pretty decent spot here. My play now at this point is definitely to, in my opinion, Nightshade the Excadrill and Eruption again. That should give us enough damage into the Excadrill to ensure the KO, and essentially waste their Dynamax, which will be good. So, if we time this out right, our Trick Room will hopefully end when we get Charizard onto the field, but let's see what we can do here. Rough start to the game. I misplayed that Frisk very badly. I wasn't paying any attention, but that's my own fault. We have to be very mindful of the fact that our opponent could have Dracovish in the back as well. So that's something to be very mindful of too. But I would imagine Nightshade plus Eruption is going to KO the Excadrill here. So we're going to see the Protect from the Indeedee. So our opponent is going to try to redirect and stall at Trick Room here. But I believe this should KO. The Eruption comes off. It's going to hit the Excadrill. It should do a lot of damage. It's probably going to KO. And it does pick up the KO. So we got rid of the Excadrill. And we still have Trick Room. I think we have 2 more turns. We know that they have a Hawlucha and a Rotom. That's correct. Hawlucha and Rotom, not Dracovish. I'm clearly all sorts of frazzled, man. Oh my goodness. This is why you gotta write these things down. We saw the Lucha already. So now Lucha's gonna come out, and Lucha's gonna be able to get that Psychic Seed, but my opponent does not have the ability to deal with the offensive power that I have right now. So I think we are in a pretty commanding position. I still have not used my Dynamax. So here comes the Hawlucha over the Rotom, and we're gonna double check our turns of Trick Room, but I believe I have 2 more turns of Trick Room, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a look. I have 2 more turns of Trick Room, yep. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is we are going to I think I would Willow the Lucha, because if I Willow the Lucha, we essentially eliminate that thing as a threat. Although Nightshade into Hawlucha plus Eruption might be enough, but he is going to have the Psychic Surge boost, so I think we Eruption. He's going to Helping Hand and try to go for a big attack here, but we're going to be able to get a big Eruption off. Nightshade might have been the play. Let's see how much this does. Nightshade was 1,000,000% the play. Okay, so Nightshade was the right play there. I didn't know the calc, so I opted for Will-O-Wisp. But he's going to get some damage off on our Torkoal, but it's not the end of the world. Here comes the close combat into the Torkoal slot, but he's burned, so it doesn't really do a ton. And he should go down to the burn, if not this turn, on the following turn. I think this turn, though. And he does. And now we're in a situation where my opponent simply has a Rotom left, and that's it. So I believe my opponent's only Pokemon left is that Rotom, so this should be a pretty easy win. We know it's Choice Scarf Rotom, so it probably doesn't have any way to protect itself. And I have one turn left of Trick Room. So we had a really bad start to this match, but getting up the Trick Room is really effective for us. I'm actually going to go for the Eruption on this turn, not the Heat Wave. Heat Wave has a chance to miss, so Eruption here is going to be stronger. It's about, I think, as long as you're above like 65% health, I think Eruption is stronger than Heat Wave. But it's single target as well, so that's really nice, so the damage doesn't get reduced. So, very nice win there against Vinny. Like I said, I played very poorly in that match. I haven't played ranked in a while, but I made some big misplays there, but it's okay. It all works out. We're going to pick up a W there, and let's grab another one. So, never even needed to do the Charizard there. So, nice W there for us, and let us get some Battle Tower music going here. Just for fun, exclamation point premium in the chat. So, if I noticed that the Rotom was Scarf, then I could have played that turn a little bit differently. Maybe I could have Dynamaxed or something like that. So, this person has a Perish Trapping team. So, these teams can be very, very annoying. Our opponent's strategy is to probably use that Sandaconda to Perish Trap us, which could be really annoying. So, I think what we're going to do here, we have a couple options. I think going Sun Rush against this team could be really good. And just go all out offensive into the Gothitelle. I kind of like that option. I think Rhyperior is valuable in this matchup. And I'm thinking Butterfree could be really good because it can just sleep some things. We can definitely sleep the Sandaconda, or at least Befuddle. I'm a little concerned about the Sandaconda because if it starts trapping us, it could be really annoying. But I think just running Torkoal Charizard should be really, really good here. So let's try that. Let's try Torkoal Charizard, because if I can get that offensive power off at the beginning, I think we're going to be okay. And then I don't want to bring Trick Room because my opponent has Trick Room themselves. I'm going to probably go Butterfree in the back and probably Rhyperior. I don't see much value in Whimsicott here. Let's try that. What's up, Marky? How's it going? I'm not a big fan of facing Perish Trap teams. And best of ones, they can be really, really good because you don't exactly know all the things. But our opponent here is going to try to use Lapras and Gothitelle to trap us, and Perish Song. The Sandaconda can try to trap us. We're going to just go all out hyper offensive and try to stop them, but we'll see. Okay, so I assume my opponent here is going to try to fake out and then go for a ground move with the Sandaconda here, is what I'm guessing. So, I have to make a prediction. My prediction is that they are going to fake out the Torkoal slot. That would be my prediction. So, I'm actually going to Dynamax Torkoal here, and I think I'm going to Max Flare the Sandaconda and Heat Wave, is what I'm thinking. Although, if I just double Gothitelle here, that could be really good too. Maybe I'll just, yeah, maybe I'll double the Goth. Let's see here. Let's think this through for a second. If I hit the Sandaconda, it's going to set up Sand as well. I think I'm going to Eruption Max Flare. I'm out of time. I ran out of time. It's my own fault. Okay, he's going to Dynamax the Sandaconda for sure. We're going to lose our Sun, I think, which could be really annoying here. So, and he could actually Max Rockfall into our Charizard to knock us out. So this was not the best turn for us. But hopefully my opponent will fake out into the Torkoal slot with the Gothitelle, and we can get off a couple big hits. Wait, it didn't give me the Dynamax? Stupid, dude. It didn't give me the Dynamax, man. That's my own fault, but I chose the Dynamax because I didn't pick the move on the other Pokemon. It's gonna cost us big time. It actually cost us massively because our Torkoal is going to die here, and it's going to really cost us. I thought I got the move in, but that's on me, so good lesson to learn there. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. So what are you going to do? We actually would have been in a decent spot there too, if not for that. But that's okay. It is what it is. We can get our Butterfree on the field now, and we can try to put some pressure on here with the duo that we have. So I think Butterfree's really strong right now. We can start sleeping some things, and I think the God that Tells probably gonna protect itself if I had to guess. So I'm gonna try to sleep that Sandaconda right now, and I am going to. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for this Max Flare into the God that Tells slot. Is what I want to do here. I'm pretty sure. Because I think that's going to KO, and we can get our Sun up and then put a lot of pressure on our opponent here. So, I have Rhyperior in the back, which may or may not be good. I mean, I can set my own Sun here. Rhyperior probably not going to be that great, though. Maybe I should have saved my Dynamax, actually, and just went for the Heat Wave, but let's get this offensive going on with Charizard here. They're going to actually max guard their Sandaconda, so a little surprised to see that play. I'm actually really surprised to see that play. But I'm going to max flare, get the weather up, and knock out this Gothitelle, I think. Yeah, okay. And I can sleep whatever comes in next. And Charizard's max flare, I think, actually probably will knock out Sandaconda at the range it's at. So we're going to take a lot of damage, unfortunately, with all this sand and life orb and whatever else. Solar power. But I think we can definitely pick up the KO on the Sandaconda, and I can sleep whatever the next Pokemon is. So here comes Lapras. So Lapras generally is going to run Perish Song, so we have to definitely sleep that thing. So I'm going to sleep out of the Lapras here, and I'm going to definitely max flare into the Sandaconda. Seems like my best play. What's up, Elliot? How's it going, man? So I can sleep this Lapras here and start sleeping things, and hopefully Charizard can seal the deal here. I really am going to need to get rid of that Lapras, though. But he's actually going to double max guard, does not get it. The Lapras is going to protect here, which is, I think, the right play, actually. But I'm going to get rid of the Sandaconda now. Sleep Powder aims at the Lapras. Gets hit into a Protect. And then Max Flare is going to knock out the Sandaconda here. We still have one more turn of Dynamaxing. So even though they're going to Sand Spit, we have another turn to get Sun back up. And Sun is going to be really crucial, I think, right now. Because we need to keep that Lapras from being able to beat out our Rhyperior. Because Rhyperior's weakness policy, so it can do some serious damage. But only if I have the ability to live a hit, you know? So Sun will help us live that hit. From the, I mean, I think we would live it either way. But here comes Snorlax. Snorlax being absurdly obnoxious. So I'm going to sleep the Lax here, because that's the thing that I think could beat us the best here. And I'm actually probably going to flare into the Lapras. I know Overgrowth would do more, but I think flaring it and changing the weather is actually more worthwhile than Overgrowth. But Overgrowth might actually just straight up knock out Lapras. So that's where I'm a little torn right now. I think I don't know the calc. I think I Overgrowth. I think I Overgrowth it. Let's do it. I'm gonna sleep the Snorlax here. This is a Life Orb Snorlax. Without Sun, though, I don't think this is gonna KO. But we're gonna do it anyway. We'll see what happens. Flare might have been the better play. It did a lot. Not quite enough, but it did a lot. Alright. Let's see here. See what my opponent goes for. There's a Berry. Yeah. That's so much health. Oh my god. And the Brine, which probably knocks us out. Yeah, okay. So we're going to get knocked out there. So, I don't know. I think Sun, in hindsight, there was probably the better play. Sun was probably the better play in hindsight. Okay, so now I like 1,000,000% need to get rid of that Lapras before I lose this game. So let's see here. I'm gonna obviously go to my Rhyperior. And I think what I have to do is I think I have to start Rock Sliding, and we can sleep the Lapras now. So we're gonna sleep powder the Lapras, and then I'm pretty sure we just Rock Slide everything. I think is my play here. Rock Slide the world, baby. Now, the Rock Slide is very nice because we have a chance to flinch the Snorlax if it wakes up. The Snorlax is very scary because it can set up a belly drum, and if it belly drums, it could be problematic. I mean, having Butterfree around still is good. And Snorlax generally doesn't do much to Rhyperior unless it belly drums. So, as long as I keep the Snorlax from belly drumming, he can't max, and I can always put him back to sleep because there's no Trick Room here. So this match looks like we have a chance to win, but things like that could be quite annoying where my opponent goes for Protect and we have to now get really lucky on a flinch. If the Snorlax wakes up on this turn, that could be really annoying. Or I'm just going to straight miss is another thing that could happen. We are going to hit it, so. He's going to do very minimal to the Lax, and he's going to keep sleeping, so that's good. So very, very solid there. So we're going to take Sandstorm, and the match is going to kind of take forever because of all the different animations and things that are going to take place here. The Lapras is getting a lot of health back. All right, we 1,000,000% have to sleep this Lapras here, so we're going to sleep it. And I am going to Rock Slide again. And Butterfree is very, very powerful here. Being able to hit these sleep powders at such a high rate can cripple my opponent's Pokemon every single time. There's no sleep clause in VGC, so sleep powder comes off. That's going to sleep the Lapras. We have guaranteed 1 turn of sleep, which will be this turn. Obviously, when it wakes up, that could be problematic, but I can get this Rock Slide off here. This should do 2 Rock Slides, should knock out the Lapras at this range. In fact, we actually just pick up the KO right there, and that's looking really good for us because now I can just Hammer Arm the Snorlax, even if it wakes up. He is going to wake up. He's going to Facade into the Butterfree, but I believe we live, and we do. So now I just sleep and start Hammer Arming, and I think we're in pretty good shape here. As long as I keep that Snorlax from getting up a belly drum, I don't believe my opponent is going to be able to win this game. So we are going to sleep. A lot of times, Snorlax actually doesn't even carry Protect. I don't know if this one does. I'm going to Hammer Arm. There is a chance I miss, but I don't see Snorlax beating Rhyperior. He's going to Protect. This should stall out the last turn of Sand, so I think Butterfree's actually going to be okay. Thank you, Adopted, for the 58 months, man. How are you? Hammer Arm comes off, obviously, with the Protect. It's a little bit of a kind of Stally-esque game, and the Sandstorm is going to subside. And now Butterfree is free to continue to sleep powder things. So we're going to sleep it here, and then we're going to Hammer Arm it. Actually, I don't know if Hammer Arm's the best play. I don't actually want to be slower. I think I'd actually rather just high horsepower him for now. Let me high horsepower him. Hey, thank you, Parker, for the 1,000 bits. I'm going to high horsepower because if I Hammer Arm, I'm going to end up being slower, and I'd rather ensure that there's just no way that this Snorlax could possibly set up a belly drum. Because that's the way I think I lose this game. So that's going to force his berry. Thank you, Parker, by the way, for the 1,000 bits, man. I hope you're doing awesome today, dude. So he's going to get his berry back, and then I think I just continue to click sleep powders, and 2 high horsepower should seal the deal here. You lose the grassy terrain, and we'll sleep powder again because I'm locked into it, and then I will just high horsepower. And 2 more high horsepower. As long as my opponent does not get a belly drum up, we have no issues winning this game. Big high horsepower there. That's going to put him in range for the next one, and he's still asleep. He's taking a big nap, that Snorlax. And we're going to be able to easily seal the deal here. So I didn't play perfectly by any stretch of the imagination, especially on that first turn where I didn't click my moves fast enough. But it looked like we were able to bounce back. So some really sloppy play by me, man. But these are the kinks I got to work out. It's been like a week since I've played ranked battles myself. So very, very rusty, my friends. Very rusty. But we're going to take the W there. So nice wins. And I think because that was a pretty long episode, I'm going to wrap up this episode of Road to Master. But I'm going to make sure I get back on the grind here, guys, and really start to pump out these videos. So be sure to hit that like button down below. subscribe if you guys are new, and thank you again for watching our road to Masterball Rank. And I am working on some new teams, so this was just one I kind of threw together. I don't know if we'll do something similar or different, but thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.